Stay tuned for the Splash Live. It's time for the Splash Live from Civic Center TV, featuring stories from and about people like you in the Greater West Bloomfield area. Simulcast on cable, 89.3 Lakes FM, social media, and the web. Now live from Green Media Center on Walnut Lake Road, it's the Splash Live.
Live, local, social, it's the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. I'm Tyler Kieft. Thank you so much for joining us today. Our top story as we begin this week, the holiday celebration began late last week in Greater West Bloomfield with families spending some quality time outdoors in the park with special friends from across the community. Reporter Jake Schaff has the story.
So many young children here in West Bloomfield were able to enjoy that Easter spirit a few days early thanks to the great people at West Bloomfield Parks, as their annual Easter celebration took place recently, inviting children from all across Greater West Bloomfield and beyond to stop by and to start hunting for eggs and getting some of that Easter candy. So many local residents had an amazing day of fun, but even more so knowing that with this incredible weather, the rest of the spring season and the start of the summer season is not too far away.
It's great. I love it. I love how they have a variety of things to do for my little one who's 2, so sometimes that's a hard age to kind of keep them entertained.
Right.
So it's been great, and I'm very happy we have good weather too. This is actually our first one, but I'm certain it won't be our last.
Everybody just gets to enjoy the sun for once and play at the parks. There's so many parks that we get to go to, and it's just an exciting time. I think the stuffy making station was probably a nice addition to this, and the animals. The animals are very cute.
The weather right now is beautiful. I think the worst of the Michigan weather has come and gone. Like, how great is it now that everybody's getting outside again and enjoying this sunshine?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I've heard parents, just as we were standing in line for like the train and donuts, like, man, just so happy that it's nice weather and the kids can get out and run around and play, and you don't have to be too worried about them getting sick. So definitely couldn't ask for a better day.
How great is it for West Bloomfield Parks to be putting together all of these fun family events for everybody to enjoy and to bring the community together?
We love it. This is why we moved to West Bloomfield. We always knew that they had a lot of events for families, and this is why we moved here. And you can't get enough of this. Everyone is busy, everyone's having fun. We love our neighbors. We're a very close-knit community in West Bloomfield. We just absolutely love the city.
I mean, it's not just this, right? It's everything that the park system puts together. We try to attend as many events as we can. This is, of course, one of the best ones, but certainly we try to go to all of them, and they're all great. I mean, I think the fact that the community comes together here and the city puts them on, right? It's something to appreciate. I don't think every township has something like this or puts on these sort of events. So I think that's what everybody here should kind of take away from it, that, it's really special that we have this at our disposal.
It's one of those events that really starts to leave a permanent smile on your face because the positive energy here is just so infectious. And this Easter celebration is only the start of what is sure to be a very fun next few months as West Bloomfield Parks brings the energy outside and everyone starts to enjoy this beautiful Michigan weather. For Civic Center TV, I'm Jake Schaff.
For more information on West Bloomfield Parks events coming up, including this week's Earth Day celebration, visit wbparks.org or follow them on Facebook at WBParks. With the sun making a comeback, Greater West Bloomfield is back outside, getting their hearts pumping and even making some friends along their fitness journey. Civic Center TV reporter Kevin McIntosh has more.
The Road to Detroit Free Press Marathon made a stop right here in West Bloomfield. We're out at the early morning training run to see why this event is so important and what's inspiring runners to lace up and keep going.
I'm all about health and wealth and, to keep myself from continuously being obese back and forth. So anytime a run is scheduled or there's an opportunity to do some physical activity, I'm all for it.
I've only done one marathon so far. That was December 2023 in Hawaii. So my friends are always pushing me to go to the next level. So this year I decided to go to the next level. So I came out here. I need to get some trail running in and just miles in general.
It's Saturday and I had to do 10 miles. Yeah, it's a normal Saturday run for me, 10 miles.
Achieving personal goals, training for the Detroit Free Press Marathon, or running your regular routes bring these local residents together. But ambassador for the Road to Detroit training group, Courtney Chase, tells us the goal for the event, while others tell us why they enjoyed the group run.
The goal is to get the community involved in their marathon training with other runners so that we can create an environment where everyone feels welcome to come to.
Running in a group keeps you motivated. It's fun, it's entertaining. You can go different paces. There's fast runners, slow runners, so you never feel like you're getting left behind. And then they always just push you to do whatever miles you set out to do.
So when you run with a group, sometimes you run with people faster and sometimes you run with people slower. So it gives you the opportunity to push yourself or pull yourself back if you're always doing too much. So it gives you, that type of feeling when you're running with a group versus when you're running solo.
Beyond achieving personal goals, local runner DeLorean Cotton tells us why events like this is important for runners of the Greater West Bloomfield community.
I think it means a lot. I think it means that people of all, areas or all avenues are able to come together and fellowship for one cause. So I think it's a beautiful thing, and I think it's a wonderful thing for the community as well.
Oh, it's just a chance for us to get together. Like I said, it's a community thing. We get together, we hang out, we go for a run, we have a good time.
It grows around the community. There are people that you'll meet here that end up becoming your friends for the rest of your life. So it's really just about building the community, even just aside from running.
With every step, runners are getting closer to their marathon and personal goals, and West Bloomfield is proud to be part of that journey. From the West Bloomfield Trail, I'm Kevin McIntosh, Civic Center TV.
For more information on the upcoming Detroit Free Press Marathon runs close to home here in Greater West Bloomfield, you can visit their website, freepmarathon.com. Close to home, big honors for multiple band students at West Bloomfield Middle School. My apologies. Congratulations to these 27 band students who performed at the MSBOA District 4 Solo and Ensemble Festival hosted recently at Novi Middle School. Similar to the great success of the Winter Solo and Ensemble Festival, where 21 students earned top ratings or superior, as they're called, in that particular competition. So continued to be dominant across the state of Michigan on the band side for our music students at West Bloomfield Middle School. Congratulations, and as always, go Lakers. You can cheer them on and find more information. Follow along with our prolific and accomplished musicians in the West Bloomfield School District by following the district on their Facebook page at West Bloomfield Schools. Coming up this weekend, a chance to beautify one of our most heavily traveled parts of town with the Optimist Club of West Bloomfield. They are inviting you to join in on making a difference right here in our community. It's a great opportunity to give back, make some memories, and enjoy the outdoors together as they adopt part of Orchard Lake Road. They are emphasizing for any volunteers that do decide to come out this weekend to spring clean our most heavily trafficked roadway here in the Greater West Bloomfield area. Make sure you bring your own gloves, dress weather appropriate, and make sure you RSVP in advance by contacting West Bloomfield Fire Chief Greg Flynn, gflynn@wbtownship.org. Again, that is gflynn@wbtownship.org to RSVP, secure your spot with the Optimists, although I'm sure they'd be perfectly fine with volunteers popping up the day of the event. Just again, they want to make sure if it's going to be a little chilly, if it's going to be a little rainy, that you bring weather-appropriate clothing, and of course bring your own gloves out there for the cleaning and beautifying process, as they will not be providing those themselves. One of the greatest summer attractions brings locals from Greater West Bloomfield and beyond close to home in our community, as well as some of the most talented artists from across the U.S. and all over the world. The Orchard Lake Fine Art Show returns to Greater West Bloomfield Saturday, July 26th and Sunday, July 27th on Powers and Daly Roads just off of Orchard Lake. Joining me now for a special preview is founder and executive producer of the Orchard Lake Fine Art Show presented by Hotworks, Patty Narozny, as well as artist Agnes Aratani on today's edition of the program. Wanted to make sure I got those names correct. Thank you both for being with us today.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning to both of you as well. Patty, I want to start with you. This is a big event for you every year. It's a huge event for us here in Greater West Bloomfield, the 21st annual Orchard Lake Fine Art Show. I'd imagine this time of the year, as we're getting a little bit closer to the big days, that it starts to get really exciting as you wrap up some of your art shows down in Florida and get ready to come here to our community. Where are you at in the process right now?
Thanks, Tyler. Thanks, Civic Center TV, and thank you for West Bloomfield for continuously hosting our 22nd Orchard Lake Fine Art Show in the heart of West Bloomfield. Yes, this is voted top 100 art shows in America. We have one of the top artists in North America joining us, and she's also our featured artist. And it's an example of how Agnes did our Florida shows, and now she's coming to Michigan to participate in our Orchard Lake Fine Art Show, July 26 and 27. And it's an example of how we bring artists to this event that you don't see at other Michigan events.
And it is a really exciting time for art lovers in our community and the others that come in as this being a huge attraction for art lovers across Lower Michigan. Agnes, for you coming in after an award-winning performance in Florida, one of the most recent shows, how excited are you to show off your now award-winning art in even more places across the U.S.?
Yes, it's for me. I'm traveling 30 years with my paintings, and that's my professional job. And to be featured in a Orchard Lake Fine Art Show, it's an honor among all those amazing artists to choose my work about my son. He's a golfer, and it's just mesmerizing, the experience with Patty. It really is.
And Patty, that goes back to you and your team's work before these art shows to bring in the best of the best from across the U.S. and beyond. You have mentioned in years past, and you emphasize this every year, that this is a juried art show. You do a lot of work behind the scenes to make sure that you're not just bringing in people that have award-winning backgrounds, but have award-winning original art altogether. So what's your process for looking for artists to bring here to our community for the Orchard Lake Fine Art Show?
Well, the process is all work must be original and personally handmade by the artist in the show. And it's juried based on originality, technique, execution, and booth appearance. So during this entire winter, when we're still planning the Orchard Lake Fine Art Show, we also produced 9 shows in Florida, including Naples, Boca Raton, Sarasota, St. Petersburg, and I thought there was one more. And anyway, I can't remember the other one. There's Michael's work. He's an award winner. We want to give credit to Agnes, who won our Best of Show in Naples a couple weeks ago. But that's an example of, with us, Florida's the season of all art shows. So not only do we have our own events here, I also attend other events and recruit artists from other events to come to the Orchard Lake Fine Art Show throughout the entire winter season. So we have a beautiful show planned for this year with about 140 high-quality juried artists. There's excellent food. We have wonderful music with Detour Band, Motor City Sensations. And then we don't want to forget our kids' art competition, which is a unique and one-of-a-kind program. It's for grades K through 8. And it's the way we expose students to the rules and entrepreneurship opportunity of doing art shows for a living. So all students in ages K 5 to 13 are encouraged to enter their original and personally handmade art. that's publicly displayed within the show the entire weekend. And it's the way we expose students to the rules and entrepreneurship opportunity of doing art shows for a living.
Patty Narazny is with us, as well as artist Agnes Ratanye from the Orchard Lake Fine Art Show, returning to the Greater West Bloomfield community this summer. It'll be July 26th and 27th. That's Saturday and Sunday. It is 10 to 6 on Saturday, 10 to 5 on Sunday. Again, July 26th and 27th. Hotworks.org is the place to go for even more information. Agnes, I want to go back to you because you've, as Patty has said, you've attended some of her other recent art shows in Florida. You've won awards at those art shows. You're a professional artist. You really took some pride in that. The big smile on your face I saw when you talked about this being something that you love to do every day and you can make a living on. And so when you go to an art show like the Orchard Lake Fine Art Show or the other Hotworks shows that you've been to recently, take us through that experience for you as an artist. How does that motivate you, and how exciting is it to not only sell your art, but to have that one-to-one interaction as you're in the process of selling that art?
Yes, my art is not about sales. It's about talking to the clients, talking to the art lovers. They're coming close to me in my soul. They feel the same thing what I feel. I am not noisy with my artwork. They are very, very soft moments in our lives. So whoever could attach to that, that's for me is the ultimate experience on the festivals. But to be with Patty gave us a home. It's a home. It's not an exhibition. We bring our life into those festivals with her. She really does make us feel so welcomed and so amazing. I really, really enjoy the shows with Patty Narazny. It's really...
Oh, thank you.
And Patty in the background giving her thanks to Agnes as she prepares to come here close to home, here in Greater West Bloomfield, July 26th and 27th. Same location as it's been for the last several years and beyond. Powers and Daily roads. On the roads themselves, the West Bloomfield Police closed down a couple of those roads for those 2 days over the summer for one of the biggest events here in our community. Agnes, you've been to some of the shows down in Florida. Will this be your first time at the Orchard Lake Fine Art Show, or have you joined us in past years?
No, I was there twice already, and I had a sold-out show with Patty. It was just, imagine that, to get ready and go and travel with my paintings, and I arrived to that beautiful little community who really enjoy art, real art, juried art, and yes, I had a sold-out shows with Patty before in Orchard Lake. Also the Florida shows, they were extremely well organized and very well attended. It's not a walk-by shows. They are more just art lovers who really enjoy seeing us and select our work.
You can find even more information about Agnes's art and see some of it yourself before you see her at the Orchard Lake Fine Art Show. Info on all of the attending artists can be found on hotworks.org, including all those details you need about the 22nd annual Orchard Lake Fine Art Show coming back in late July right here in West Bloomfield Township. Patty, I want to go back to you because Agnes made a really good point. Not only is she able to make a living as an artist, going to these shows in Florida, coming to our shows here in Michigan at the Orchard Lake Fine Art Show this July, and for the past 3 years before that, that goes back to what you were talking about with the youth art competition, kind of coalescing the professional artist side with now the amateur artist side and showing them that career path. Why is that an important effort for you and your team at Hotworks?
Well, we started this program back in 2005.
Wow.
And it's a way to bring families to the event and to expose students to the opportunity of doing something they love for a living. You heard what Agnes said. She's not there to sell, but she really is. Everybody has bills to pay. But to truly do something that you love to do for a living is very important. And we want to reach out to the community and to the students that there is an opportunity to do something that you love for a living, which is creating your art. And after COVID, we found out especially how important the art shows are, because it's the visual eye that is extremely important compared to like the computer screen. That piece behind Agnes, the golfer, is our featured piece. And when everyone who's looking at this video interview comes to the show, you'll understand what we're talking about, that it's more amazing in person with the visual eye. You can't see the texture very well on the behind her on the screen, but it's a gorgeous, amazing piece, and the visual eye brings it out. But for those students out there, and also we want to thank Lindsay at Steinway Art. She's been extremely instrumental in helping with the kids' programs, and we want to get the West Bloomfield art teachers involved with their students K through 8 as a way to expose them to the rules and entrepreneurship of doing art shows for a living. So their work is displayed at the show in a 20 by 40 tent the entire weekend. And the kids love seeing that their work is displayed. And then sometimes there's a bonus where patrons want to purchase their art and the kids end up selling it. We always encourage them to sell their art because they can create more, and that's what they're making it for, is to sell it and have other people appreciate it.
And it gives them a great opportunity not only to compete with their own art and see sort of the entrepreneurial side, but to also have those conversations with professional artists. And Patty, when you bring up that you first did this, as you said, in 2005, that means now we're 20 years later of these kids in those late elementary and middle school ages exploring their journeys as an artist. Do you have, and I'm putting you on the spot a little bit here with this, I understand that, but did you have any success stories of all these years later, from 20 years of these kids doing great things at your show, then coming back later on or contacting you later on and saying, the youth art competition started my professional career as an artist?
Well, we have a few of those students, but most importantly, our biggest success story has been Dallin Nowlin from Fort Myers, Florida. The kid is 17 years old. Agnes knows him. She met him in Naples. He's been to Orchard Lake in 2023. The family came to Orchard Lake. He has been displaying his work with us since age 8. So he started entering the program at age 5. At age 8, he has been donated over 100 booths at our shows where he can sell his work. So yes, it's extremely important for the kids to learn the interaction with the patrons at the show. They learn how to communicate. They learn how to socialize. Eye contact is important. But Dallin Nowlin is now selling his pieces probably for more than $3,500 at age 17. He had a great show with us in Naples. His little sister, Nella, she has a company, Doodles by Nella, and she's 11. She did 2 shows with us this season. And she's selling just little paintings, or 5 inches by 7 inches, and bookmarks, $2 each. And those 2 kids are great success stories. Nella's 11 years old. She's got a company, Doodles by Nella, and she has a checking account. She knows how to take credit cards, and she knows how to interact with the patrons and sell her work. So this is big success story with those kids who have taken advantage of our offer to donate a booth to sell the work. We ask for the kids, if we're going to do that, either get a body. If a school wants to do it and get some kids together, we just need, since it's underage, we either need their patrons or their art teachers to supervise the kids booth, and it's a great learning experience. Both these kids have businesses, and they're both doing great, and I encourage more kids to take advantage of the opportunity. Nolan's going to start having to pay for his own booth because he's going to be 19 soon, and that's when the program stops.
And that's what you want to hear. You want to see stories like that. And for parents, and especially for the kids here in Greater West Bloomfield that will have the opportunity to enter that youth art competition, a story like that tells them that they can take this to the next level. So that's a really inspiring tale from 20 years of the youth art competition as we get ready for the 22nd annual Orchard Lake Fine Art Show, July 26th and 27th on Powers and Daly Road. Agnes Rotani is with us as well, one of the artists that will be featured at this year's Orchard Lake Fine Art Show. And Agnes, when you see so much variety, so much talent from all over our country coming together for shows like this, and then you see the community behind it and all these different places come out to these art shows. For artists like you, how does that then maybe reshape or reframe how you approach your process going forward? And maybe does that bring a certain sense of inspiration for you to continue forward with your works?
Yes, Buddy has a selection of incredible good artists. And when you are entering to that atmosphere, we are all inspired to do better, show after show. We grow from other artists' energy. We are a community of very creative people. And it's just something what is, there are no words to explain the feeling when we are on the show. We're working at home in the studios, and it's fantastic and it's beautiful. But to be with the other artists and like in Naples show with Patty, everybody was so happy, just really like a big happy family, and inspiring. I came home, and I cannot wait to go back to the studio and get ready for July. And the texture, the technique what I use is 30 years old. I'm using this technique for all my life. They're not loud, they're very, very sophisticated, very soft, meaningful pieces. But sometimes I want to yell, here I am, it's Agnes. And it's changing the world a little bit, changing my work, and the clients feel this extra boost. And that's what the shows produce for us, this atmosphere. What is, for me, is the most important thing on art festivals. The most important thing.
Yeah, as you made it clear earlier on, this is really about the experience for you. It's about having that interaction and enjoying art collectively as a community, and then having the extra added benefit of being able to sell your works and make a living beyond that. Agnes, I want to thank you so much for being with us. You've told us what these art shows mean for you and what you hope people take away when they come to your booth. We hope you'll have plenty of visitors again, and maybe another sold-out show. Big shoes to fill in 2025 after selling out in 2024. Got to get there early for Agnes's art, ladies and gentlemen, as you head out to the Orchard Lake Fine Art Show. Patty, before we let you go, I want to kind of give that similar opportunity to you for when you bring patrons out to this 2025 Orchard Lake Fine Art Show, your 22nd annual. People have come to this for a number of different reasons. There's a reason they've come back for 21 consecutive years leading up to this. But when people exit on Saturday or they exit on Sunday or even both days, what do you hope that they take away from the Orchard Lake Fine Art Show, other than, of course, buying plenty of art from these talented people?
Well, a beautiful experience and a great community event where we do bring the entire community together. West Bloomfield Township is out there. Debbie Binder and Steve Kaplan in the past, and now the new supervisor, Mr. John, I can't remember his name, but yes, thank you. He was out there last year. West Bloomfield Police, we couldn't do it without them. They keep the event safe. The same thing with the fire marshal, the fire department, and we appreciate everybody's help in bringing the community together. I hear lots of compliments, not only from the artists, but we try to just make it a really beautiful, polite, professional, wonderful experience. Get rid of your problems. Get rid of all political concerns. There's no politics involved in art. Throw that out the door and come to the show and enjoy it and have a relaxing experience and a positive experience. And we have great food vendors, great entertainment at the show. So We want to mention it is $5 admission, which is good for in and out access. It helps to pay for the cost of producing the event. And 13 and under are free. Families who enter the youth art competition get free admission. They get a family pass. And there's plenty of free parking behind the Beaumont Medical Center, which is now Corewell Health, at 6900 Orchard Lake Road. And all year we've been recruiting great artists, those with positive. We have wonderful, wonderful people behind us. Agnes is helping recruit great artists too. You're going to see wonderful artists you haven't seen this year or previous years to this show. And everyone should come out. It's a beautiful, top-notch quality event. It's been voted top 100 art shows in the nation many times. And it's artists like Agnes that make it happen. And the whole community makes it happen. So we appreciate Civic Center TV's support behind the event. We need the media's help to get the word out. We are past the deadline for artists, but if you're just hearing this, we'll consider you, especially if you're local from West Bloomfield. And we want to thank our other team players. City of Kego helps us. Yeah. Kego Harbor, they hang a banner over the road. That's huge. Waterford Township. So not only within the community, we have other communities in the area. And we want to mention that we're promoting West Bloomfield to all our patrons who attend the Florida shows. So we'll bring artists who came to the Naples event, and they happen to be from Ann Arbor, the lady who won the $100 Enter to Win. So she'll be coming to the Orchard Lake Fine Art Show to pick out her $100 prize from the Naples show that she didn't have a chance to spend. So it all goes around, and I'll try to be positive, and it's not an easy world out there. So we try to, again, throw out all those political issues and come to the event and enjoy the day and listen to some great music, disco and smooth jazz from Sheila Landis, and have fun.
It will be a fun day. It always has been for the last 21 years. And now the 22nd annual Orchard Lake Fine Art Show coming back to West Bloomfield July 26th and 27th. Patty, Agnes, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.
Thanks, Taylor.
Appreciate you both. Hotworks.org is the place to go for more information on the Orchard Lake Fine Art Show, and for artists that may want to join in on the show and the competition in 2026, you can find more info on it there, and of course about the youth art competition as well. Get that first step forward for your kids into possibly a big career as a professional artist. We've seen it happen many times before. It starts right here close to home in Greater West Bloomfield as the art community converges on West Bloomfield Township. The days again, July 26th and 27th. Saturday, it's going to be 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Sunday, the 27th, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Powers and Daily Roads. Close to home, our local business is not immune to issues on the economic side, with tariffs impacting supply chains all across the globe. It's having an impact right here in our community as well. I had a chance recently to speak to June Eaton from My Dream Dress Bridal Salon in West Bloomfield about how the tariffs and the economic woes that have been affecting our country of late have been affecting her business and what she's doing to keep people coming in her doors and supporting local businesses right here in Greater West Bloomfield. Here's our conversation. June Eaton, the owner of My Dream Dress Bridal Salon in West Bloomfield. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you for having me, Tyler.
Happy to have you on to talk about this because it really is something that I think might be slipping through the cracks as we think so much about how our individual pocketbooks are affected going to the grocery store, paying our bills every month. Those small businesses that really are the drivers of our community, their products that they're selling, a lot of those are being made with products from all over the country and all over the world. For you personally at your business, how have these tariffs and the recent economic times been affecting the ability for you to run your operation?
Sure, yeah. We are having to pivot and brace ourselves for the impact to come. When you plan for your first quarter and fourth quarter of 2024, if you don't foresee that coming, you've already planned for what you're doing, what you expect to do, what revenue you expect to get in based on your numbers from previous sales and years. And so with this additional impact, logistically, with the supply chain and all of that impacting, you just don't know what's going to happen because it's the uncertainty with all of the talk about it going up, it's impacted, and how soon it will go in effect for you. And we're seeing that now, even with our foreign trades. We're seeing that now as they're preparing for what they need to do on their end. And so we have to prepare on our end.
And after 20 years of serving brides and families close to home here in West Bloomfield and across Oakland County, you will be ultimately closing your business. And there's a number of factors that ultimately go into that. But before we get more into the economics of how that all came to be, for you personally, what has it meant to you to be able to serve a community like this and really all throughout Oakland County for these past 20 years?
Oh, amazing. The community has been a very wonderful support from all over. We get brides from Indiana. We get brides from Ohio. We get brides from far north to from the Petoskey area, Grand Rapids. So we're very proud about that and excited of all of the support that's been supporting us over the years. So we're, it's a happy medium, but it's kind of a spot in us where we're gonna miss what we do, but love to move on.
You're not going entirely away just yet. For now, you're taking more of those just custom orders at this point in time. So give us the status of your business right now. If people are looking for that perfect wedding dress or for another occasion and they want to go shop local and help somebody that's been serving our community for 2 decades.
Sure, yeah. We're actually going to be transitioning, like I said, into more concentrated on more local custom designs for individuals who want that different, and trying to keep them from shopping online and getting something that they don't know that they're going to get. So a little bit more, we are very hands-on, but a little bit more hands-on with each individual person. So it's not a walk-in off the street. It's appointments. It's making sure that we have captured your vision and moving forward from there.
Like you talk to any couple-to-be that's planning a wedding, the price range of all the different services that go into putting a wedding together, especially the attire, play a big role in that. And with the current economic times having such a wide-ranging impact on the price of goods, and as you mentioned earlier on, the supply chain, how have you had to adjust in partnership with your clients to move forward on their needs with these custom wares, in spite of everything that's going on economically impacting the supply chains and impacting the materials that you need to make these custom dresses?
Sure, yeah. Time, right? Making sure we're planning properly. You sure can't come to me a week before.
No.
Get it. We want to make sure you plan. Normally, people know their events way ahead of time. So proper planning goes well with everything. It reduces the stress that you have of making sure that what you're going to get works for you. So proper planning is what we say. Plan ahead. Set your budget and have your budget expectation after you do your consultation. I always encourage people to do the consultation first to make sure that they understand what they're asking for and what the cost is going to be. And we would be able to project the delivery of that based on that consultation.
We're joined by June Eaton, the owner of My Dream Dress Bridal Salon in West Bloomfield, on today's edition of The Splash Live. More information on their ongoing services and their location on Northwestern Highway in West Bloomfield can be found on mydreamdressbridalsalon.com. And June, your business has been running for 20 years. You've gone through economic hardships before and tough economic times, so you have some experience with that. But we have a wide range of small businesses in the Greater West Bloomfield community and a wide range of small business owners. For those that are navigating these tough economic times, these really challenging economic times, what advice do you have for them in working to navigate their needs, growing their business, but also the uncertainty that's ongoing and more to come ahead?
Sure, yeah, no, proper planning. Make sure you don't bite off more than you can chew, and setting proper expectations for your clients. And a part of that is reducing your stress, right? A lot of times, small business owners, we get stressed about, are we going to get our stuff in time? Making sure you take a clear inventory of what you have on hand, utilizing what you have on hand and maximizing that to the fullest of your potential. If you have to reduce prices or increase prices, do it strategically. Don't just throw a number out there because you think that's what you need. Make sure you understand how that number factors in to your end number or to the end game. So proper planning, ensuring that you have, you know how and when to pivot, and what is your bread and butter, I always call it. What is your bread and butter product? And make sure you stock that product so that your consumers will always know that that's available to them.
June, inflation has played a huge factor in the economic hardships of the past several months, and those that are ongoing as we speak. The discussion on the tariffs being enacted on other nations and then pulled away and then reenacted also is at bay, and ultimately leadership at both the local, state, and federal level are all working at the economics of this, from a small business owner to our leadership, from the closest level to the furthest level in Washington, D.C. What message do you have for them as they're making tough decisions to further benefit our economy, hopefully in the future, but keeping in mind how those decisions now affect our small businesses now and going forward?
Well, my first thing would be stop playing games, right? So,
fair enough.
I mean, and that's just from where we are. It's just like, make sure you understand why we voted you in, if we voted you in. But make sure you understand that it's more than just the round table with the 12 or 10 people that you're sitting there talking. You're talking about small business owners who run our country, who they're on the backbones of the country, right? So we're making sure that their families are safe, sound, and secure, and they're not having to stress and worry because coupled with that, running a business, you still have to maintain your family and your household. And for small business owners, the likelihood of them entering into the workforce is probably scarce, right? Because they're overqualified. So then they don't fit into the realm of that office job or whatever. So it's just a matter of really rolling back and thinking, who am I fighting for? And who am I fighting for?
June Eaton is with us from My Dream Dress Bridal Salon in West Bloomfield as we discuss tariffs, inflation, and how they are affecting our small businesses right here in Greater West Bloomfield. June, whether it's during these economic times or during Small Business Appreciation Month or all throughout the year, the holidays especially, we hear support local, support local, support local. For someone like you that's been running a small business in our community for 20 years, what does that really mean to you? How special is it when you see someone that comes in that says, yeah, I live in the township or I live in the local community and I need a wedding dress and I'm going to a business right here in my community? For our local small business owners, just how meaningful is that to you? How special is it to have those kinds of customers walk through your door?
Absolutely, yeah. Very, very dear to us, right? Because we went to that particular building and leased that space or purchased that building because we knew we wanted to support our community. We knew we had a product that would be beneficial to the community, and you did not have to go far. You were going to get something quality. And so it means a lot for you. When people come in, we always ask them, how'd you hear about us? What area are you in? And when they say, hey, we're right up the street, that means so much because they've noticed us and they've taken a chance to come in and give it a try. So regardless if it's my local small business or someone else's that's a competitor of mine, I'm always encouraging people to shop locally.
And lastly, we know that you've been running your business for 20 years. You're transitioning into a little bit of a different business model now going forward with those custom pieces. But as you reflect on those 20 years, as you transition to that work, what has the response been like from the community? And more importantly, what will you remember about your time serving Greater West Bloomfield and the local area with your business?
Yeah, that we walked several brides down the aisles. My clients have, they're sad that, we're not going to be in that realm that we were, but yet we'll still be around.
And that's the most important thing. They will still be here, still be around. You can still find them right here in Greater West Bloomfield, Northwestern Highway in West Bloomfield Township, and online, MyDreamDressBridalSalon.com. June Eaton, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Tom.
Appreciated that conversation with June, getting some insight into how the current economic times are affecting our small businesses and how they're being resilient, plus great advice from her too for young business people who are growing their businesses here in Greater West Bloomfield to march through these tough times and get to sunnier days ahead, hopefully, both economically and beyond for their small businesses and our entire collective community in Greater West Bloomfield. Plenty more coming up, including some opportunities for kids to learn one of the largest growing sports in all of the land. Coming up next, we'll have more on that and a lot more going on in the Greater West Bloomfield community. Live, local, social. It's The Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
We'll be right back with The Splash Live. Bringing you stories and memories from Sylvan Lake, Civic Center TV, television that's close to home.
Hi, I'm Marcia Gershenson, and I'm one of the Oakland County Commissioners that's lucky enough to represent West Bloomfield. And I'd like to congratulate Civic Center TV on having 1 million viewers on YouTube. I mean, that's incredible. Your viewpoint and your authenticity is so valuable. So congratulations on 1 million views. I'm proud to be one in a million.
Missed one of our live broadcasts or one of your local municipal meetings? Check it out online at civiccentertv.com. Every meeting, show, and interview on demand. Thank you for watching and listening to Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. And now, back to The Splash, live.
Live, local, social, it's The Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. I'm Tyler Keefe. Thank you so much for being with us. And as always, for following along on our social media, Facebook at Civic Center TV 15, as well as YouTube, Instagram, and X at Civic Center TV. Greater West Bloomfield has become a local hub for pickleball, with courts going up in Sylvan Lake at local gyms and even a huge indoor pickleball facility on Orchard Lake Road. Now West Bloomfield Parks is bringing pickleball to the next generation. Joining us for more insight on this is Brad McAleer from the National Academy of Athletics. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
Happy
Very
to have you
excited to
on.
be here.
Yeah, good to have you on to talk about this new pickleball club that's coming in for kids here in the Greater West Bloomfield community. Take us through this new partnership you have with West Bloomfield Parks and how kids can get involved in this new youth pickleball club.
Well, we're a recreational youth sports company that partners with Parks and Rec schools, things like that. So we reached out to West Bloomfield, and they had a need for some new sports that they weren't currently offering, and we were happy to provide them. So pickleball is one of those. It's an incredibly fun sport to play, and something that it's been the fastest growing sport in the U.S. for 4 years in a row now. So it's something that kids are getting into more, and they want to learn it, they want to experience it. So we're going to bring that to them through a club that starts here in May and summer camps this summer.
And we know with those that are middle-aged and those and senior populations in our community and beyond, that pickleball, part of the reason it's been the fastest-growing sport for several years, as you have said, is because it's a little bit lighter on the joints. It still gets the heart pumping and gets you out and moving, but not necessarily as strenuous as some other sports. But for kids in particular, why do you believe it's a fast-growing sport for them in particular?
It's just a ton of fun to play. Kids are having a blast out there, but kind of the same thing you just said is it's easy to learn. The rules aren't, extremely difficult to understand. It's easily accessible. I mean, minimal equipment. You got a paddle and a net. You can throw a travel net up in a driveway and play. But, kids love to be competitive, and it's one of those sports where you can get competitive in it pretty fast, and it's addicting to play once you start playing it.
The Youth Pickleball Club with West Bloomfield Parks begins May 8th at Drake Sports Park. Brad, for kids that are coming in at a variety of different experience levels, what will they be able to experience as a part of this club?
Well, our curriculum is designed for the beginner to the intermediate. So if they've never picked up a paddle before, they'll be just fine. We'll teach them everything they need to learn. And if they have played before, then we'll teach them some new things and just refine those skills that they already have. So it doesn't matter if they're, like I said, brand new to the sport or have been playing it for a while, they're going to have fun. But we also have coaches that, they're not only trained in the fundamentals of the sport, but they're trained in social and emotional learning as well. So they're going to create an environment where the kids are not only having fun playing the sport and learning the sport, but they're going to be meeting new friends. They're going to be interacting with kids that, they may have known or may not know and walk out of there with an unforgettable experience of learning sports, making new friends, and having a ton of fun in the process.
And beyond that, it's teaching them skills, both physical and beyond, that are going to help them as they continue through their schooling, maybe as they get into other sports at the middle school and the high school level or pursue those interests further. But in terms of that social emotional learning that you spoke about, how can sports sort of bridge those gaps that maybe aren't getting filled in that learning opportunity in the classroom day by day?
We believe sports are essential in building valuable life skills. Self-esteem, confidence, but not only that, but being a part of a team. It teaches cooperation, communication, collaborating with other kids. You develop that sense of camaraderie and support from the kids around you, the other kids you're playing with. So those skills, they're invaluable not only on the court, the pickleball court, or any other sports field or gym, but in life as well. The skills that we help them learn or they've developed, they're going to use those in school, their relationships with their friends and family, and further in life, when they do get out of school and start working. So we like to believe that we're impacting kids' lives through the transformative power of sports, and it definitely will translate into their personal lives and all aspects of their life.
So what age groups is this open to, Brad?
So our club and our camp in West Bloomfield are for kids 7 to 13. For all of our sports, we cater to kids 4 to 13, but for specifically pickleball, it's 7 to 13. We feel that it does take a little bit more of those, a little bit more maturity in their movement, their hand-eye coordination. So that's why we catered it to the 7 to 13 kids.
The club begins on May 8th at Drake Sports Park. More information on this and other opportunities through West Bloomfield Parks can always be found on their website on wbparks.org. Joining me from the National Academy of Athletics is Brad McAleer on today's edition of the Splash Live as we preview the West Bloomfield Parks' new Youth Pickleball Club beginning on May 8th. And beyond learning the basics of the sport and getting to get out on the courts at Drake Sports Park, learn a little bit about teamwork and everything else we've spoken about so far, Brad, do you see this expanding into something like maybe leagues or recreational leagues going forward like we have for some of the other prestige sports like baseball in West Bloomfield or through the National Academy of Athletics?
Absolutely, we could expand. As I mentioned, we've already got camps planned for the summer, so we've expanded beyond just our club, but we're going to work with each and every one of our community partners, especially West Bloomfield Parks, and evaluate what does the community want, what does the community need, and if there's a need for it, we will look into providing it. Again, in that recreational side of sports, We don't get into the travel leagues and the year-long commitments that some of those, demand. But yes, from a recreational standpoint, if there's a need for it, we'll work with our community partner to try and provide it.
Brad, kids these days, they love to be playing video games, and they're on their phones a lot. There's so much concern from parents about screen time, and even that being so, in this age group 7 to 13 that this youth club, pickleball club, is open to. There may be kids in there that have been exploring other sports or haven't found one that they enjoyed, but also some kids that just haven't had any interest in sports. So why do you believe pickleball is sort of that middle ground of a bridge that can kind of attract both the consummate athlete in that age group, but maybe even those that have been a little more hesitant to get into sports?
Well, we believe that all kids should try to play sports at some point. It doesn't mean, you look at the amount of, kids that go on to play collegiately or professionally, you're talking about the 1% or the less than 1%. So we're focusing on just giving the kids a place to play, a place to have fun. Our broader mission at the National Academy of Athletics is to get kids moving and having fun, to help them diminish childhood obesity by advocating for healthy lifestyles, by boosting confidence, optimism, enthusiasm, things like that. So sports are extremely valuable for that. But the other side of that is, the kids that are great at sports today may not be the kids that are great when they get to high school. The kids that aren't great right now may be those kids that are great when they get to high school. So you have to start somewhere. You got to start just by trying it. And that's what our clubs give them the ability to do. Just come out and try it, have a lot of fun, meet new friends, and experience it. And maybe you'll gain a lifelong love of sports. But yeah, we believe that all kids should at least experience it at some point and try it out.
And what's great about pickleball, too, is it's one of those sports that you can play at an ultra-high level of competition with whomever you're up against in a single or a doubles match, or you can play it at a more casual pace and still get that same impact out of it. Brad McAleer is with us from the National Academy of Athletics. West Bloomfield Parks' new youth pickleball club begins on May 8th. It's the fastest-growing sport in the world. I'd imagine this is going to be one of the fastest-growing youth clubs in Greater West Bloomfield as well. Brad, if people want to get involved, the kids want to get involved, the parents want to get their kids involved, is there a deadline, and how do people sign up?
The deadline, May 8th, sign up before our first class. We'll work with West Bloomfield also if there's somebody that hadn't heard about it and got word late, and getting them signed up and added late. But to sign up for it, you go through West Bloomfield Parks on their website. They've got all the information, the registration link and all of that. Or you can visit our website, oaklandcountyyouthsports.com, and that'll have links to register on West Bloomfield's site as well. But, there is no deadline. So if you want to play, if you want to sign up, hopefully by May 8th, but we'll add you late if we have to. So we just want to make sure that if a kid wants to play, we're going to give them that outlet to play.
Well, Brad, we appreciate your time. Thank you so much for joining us to introduce the community to the Youth Pickleball Club and to give us a little bit of an introduction as parents and kids consider some activities for the spring and summer. Thank you.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you for having me. It's been a blast, and I really appreciate you having me on today.
Appreciate you as well. The Youth Pickleball Club with West Bloomfield Parks begins on May 8th. For more information on West Bloomfield Parks events, sports leagues, and even some special clubs, visit wbparks.org, or you can follow them on Facebook at WBParks. With a number of dangers out in our community and beyond that are simply just an inevitable part of today's day and age that we live in, self-defense becomes a big focus for people of all different ages. Close to home, one local martial arts company is helping people learn self-defense from the basic levels all the way up. Kevin McIntosh has the story.
Greater West Bloomfield has been considered one of the safest communities in the state of Michigan. Here at True Martial Arts West Bloomfield, local residents come to learn self-defense and build camaraderie. I stepped inside to ask why the martial arts classes are good for team building and why it's beneficial in a safe community.
Well, I mean, it is a safe community, but you do travel all over, and even in safe communities, things do happen, and it's good to be prepared, especially as a parent. You just never know what's going to happen, and it gives you a sense of confidence you can just face whatever's going to happen.
What could be more important than knowing how to defend yourself, right? We talk about how martial arts builds confidence in people, and there's a certain brand of confidence that's built through self-defense training, knowing that you can walk through life and that even if you don't have all the tools to defend yourself, that you have some.
Although the classes were meant to teach individuals how to protect themselves, current students and members tell us how it can be a great team-building exercise as well.
It's so much fun. It really is. And you get to meet and work with new partners on a daily basis. And we get the opportunity to explore how each other works and our technique and what we're good at, what we're bad at. And as a result of all of that, it helps to build team building 100% across the line. And our instructor team here is amazing.
Big part of this is like sort of common bond through like sacrifice. So you come in, everybody's working to their limit, sweating, they can't go any further. Other people around you are in the same situation. So coming through that together on the other side, like you just have that natural bond because you know that they went through the same thing you went through and kind of pulled each other through it.
Besides the combat and camaraderie, Greater West Bloomfield residents take away more than just the skills for self-defense at True Martial Arts.
I am definitely in much better condition than I was before I started. I feel like I'm a lot stronger. I'm a lot more confident in myself and my ability, and it does help keep me in very good shape for things outside of class, just taking care of your home or your parents or your children.
Although local residents feel safe in their own community, it's clear people have a bit more security knowing how to protect themselves. So if you or your colleagues need an activity to build skills and relationships, True Martial Arts West Bloomfield should be an option. From the Orchard Mall in West Bloomfield, I'm Kevin McIntosh, Civic Center TV.
One of the safest communities in the entire country right here in Greater West Bloomfield. Part of the reason for that is we have people that are always prepared and taking those measures to help each other learn to defend themselves and their community as well. That's our show. I want to remind you that television that's close to home is always online on civiccentertv.com and across our social media. Big thank you to our entire crew and to you for joining us on today's edition of the program. For our entire team, I'm Tyler Kieft. Live, local, social. It's The Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.